Austin inventory is the highest it's been in a long time, but US inventory isn't as high. In fact, it's the middle of the pack. So why is everyone selling their homes in Austin, and where are they leaving and why are they leaving? Jeremy 99 Group, your favorite Austin realtor, came across this article on the Austin Business Journal, and it was talking about the lock-in effect. And it was talking about how homeowners are still locked in, right? And they were saying that a lot of people were actually thinking the interest rates are going to go up to 9.7%. Can you imagine that? And so part of the article was talking about how some homeowners feel locked in and they don't want to sell, right? They're at a 3% interest rate. So what's interesting, let me pull some stats. 90% of homeowners currently have an interest rate on their home below 6%. Look, the interest rates right now are around 7%, okay? About 7.16 as the day of shooting this video. But below 5% makes up 82% of homeowners. 62% are below 4%. 23% are below 3%. And 42% of homeowners own their home free and clear. Now, what we're noticing here in the Austin area specifically is homes sitting on the market are sitting on the market a lot longer. Well, why are people selling in the Austin area? Why is inventory so high? You know, we have this video right here by Charles, and Charles has this great viral video where he talks about all the reasons why people are leaving. I definitely recommend not to promote another agent here in the Austin area doing YouTube, but I felt this video was fairly well done. It talked about some of the issues. Now I'm gonna go into in a minute why I'm seeing homeowners sell and what homeowners are actually facing in the market. But I wanna ask you in the comment section, I've seen so many reasons. People are saying politics, you know, Austin obviously got super hot, but why do you think people are just evacuating Austin right now? What is the exodus? In fact, this is the first time in many years that Austin saw a net negative, the city of Austin. Now what we're seeing is the city of Austin saw a net negative, but people moved out to the suburbs around Austin. In fact, I even talked about how my area, Dripping Springs, saw way more people move to it. So I actually did a little poll on Facebook and I started asking realtors, what are some of the reasons why you are seeing people leave the Austin area? And it's interesting, politics was one little bit of this, but it made up such a small amount. So what Carrie says is lots of people moving out, some to other cities in Texas, some back to where they originated from, and some out of the country. Very few of my clients are buying in the area after selling. I'm noticing that too. That's probably why we have so much inventory. And look, home prices in Austin are above the median for the national average. So the national average is around 380,000. Austin MSA is around 460, and the Austin physical is almost 600,000, getting really close back to it. So yes, it is very expensive. So Aaron says, my number one reason I'm seeing sellers sell this year is seniors selling and buying a house with an adult child. Huge motivator due to need and more help, but not ready for assisted living. One thing that I'm seeing a lot of is divorce. So there's a lot of divorce sales, so people selling because they're going through divorce. Are you seeing people sell because of divorce? Some other good ones in here are property taxes skyrocketing. I saw a lot of comments in here about investors and property taxes. Look, one of the negative things I think even Charles might have said in his video, or I've seen so many videos that are negative about Austin recently, but is the price of homes and the property taxes. Yes, Texas does have no income taxes, but property taxes are a lot higher. Now, those get offset, so you got to do the math. I saw somebody say the 10 reasons not to move to Austin. They're from New Jersey, and the property taxes are higher in New Jersey, and you have income. So I don't know what she was talking about, but okay. One of the comments I saw in here was that investors that were doing Airbnbs. If you followed the Airbnb market, a lot of people dove into the Airbnb market, and now they're having to sell. They didn't get the rentals. There's maybe not as many people coming to visit Austin. So if you look at the AirDNA data on this, I think even the Reventure guy said that the whole market was crashing. So I think that's why I've seen some people sell. In fact, during the pandemic, I was telling people not to buy Airbnbs. I was saying, look, stop buying Airbnbs in Austin, but you know, nobody listens to the realtor. You know, everybody wants to complain and say realtors are the worst, but when I tell people not to buy Airbnbs in Austin, in fact, where did I buy an Airbnb? I bought it on the coast of Texas. I did really good in that for 3 years and ended up selling it just because Airbnb is a headache. If you go to Airbnb, drop a comment below. One response I got on here from Renee was actually an interesting one, and I think she was looking at from more of the buyer side. She was saying, I've noticed some people are just done waiting. You're right, that motivation has to be a little stronger, but yes, people are still getting divorced, still relocating for jobs, still outgrowing their homes. You know, one thing I see a lot of people talk about in Austin too is the fact that, you know, businesses and companies are moving out. I do see businesses and companies moving out. One was about Tesla, they annexed themselves out. I think that was just a smart move to get them outside of Austin and not have to deal with Austin jurisdiction. Oracle announced that they had a headquarters come to the Austin area, but now they were looking to move that headquarters potentially to Nashville. Now it's hit and miss. I've read the articles a couple times. You tell me in the comment section, is Oracle absolutely leaving? This is one thing that I think is really interesting. I'm gonna read this. 2 listings are downsizing, empty nesters cashing out, 1 relocation job and 1 upsizing, the other on their first home outright. I don't think it's anything to do with out of the ordinary. That's a good thing because we hear about this silver tsunami, right? And the silver tsunami is the fact that you have all these baby boomers that are getting ready to sell their homes. In the ABJ article, I stated, and this might be why we have so much inventory, in the ABJ article, they actually talked about how boomers are selling their homes and getting, you know, they own their houses outright. They're getting ready to sell their homes, but their homes need renovations and they don't want to do the renovations. I'm seeing personally, you tell me if you're seeing the same thing, a lot of our Austin inventory isn't necessarily the greatest inventory. It's okay, but it needs work. And some of these homes that are going to be listing by baby boomers, you tell me if I'm wrong, are gonna need some work, right? They're 1980s, 1990s homes that look like 1980s and 1990s homes. How many of you in the comment section would rather buy a new construction home versus buy something you're gonna have to fully rehab? A couple of things that are interesting about this ABJ article, going back to this, they're saying that people are assuming that rates are gonna be even higher, up to 9.7%. What's interesting is the October timeframe is when we see more inventory hit the market. So in Austin, if we are seeing a lot of inventory now, definitely expect more inventory towards October, but October is usually the highest month. So if you're afraid that interest rates are going higher, I would suggest maybe looking at October timeframe when we have a lot of inventory so you can negotiate more on prices. What they have said here is that, however, if one truly believes mortgage rates are going 2 to 3% higher in a year, that could make current rates look much more attractive and could outweigh favorably on one's buying decision in the short term. This is what Green said. He's a lawyer that they interviewed. Said that the perception of higher mortgage rates might further lock in homeowners who might have sold their homes if not for the low interest rates they have secured current homes. The bigger the delta between the anticipated interest rate on prospective new homes and the interest rate on current home, the greater the outside motivation has to be for one to move. Otherwise, the economics are too strong to stay put. So he said that even while some life decisions trump low mortgages, such as moving to new jobs, families, and end up limiting the number of homes on the market, I find that all interesting because it all lines up with a lot of the reasons why I'm hearing real estate agents and other people talk about sales in the Austin area. Interestingly enough, here's one more statistic I think you're going to enjoy. Rentals are scared of this. About 40% of renters put their odds of them owning a home in the 40% rate, down from 44.4%. So more renters are afraid that they aren't going to actually rent. Now, when I went back and looked at the data on this, it was actually showing more renters do want to buy homes. So I do think that there is an inventory issue as far as affordable inventory. So we've gone through a lot in this video. What do you think? Are people mass exiting Austin for all the political reasons, for all these reasons, and why are people selling their homes? Is divorce such a big reason? You tell me in the comment section. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.